But normally I don't stream at all on Saturdays, so a little bit of maybe bonus content. But I don't have too long to stream.
Welcome to the end.
But you know, I was here. I just did a streamer showdown. I figured, you know what, let's try and squeeze in a little bit of a stream before I go do normal Saturday stuff. Playing Hearthstone has not felt super enjoyable for me lately because I'm so excited for the new cards and I'm sick of the old cards, you know? I'm just ready for the new expansion to be here. And when you know the new expansions is coming, like a lot of my enjoyment from Hearthstone is, you know, improving and learning. And everything we do doesn't really matter right now because the new cards are coming. So like I can't get better at the game because the game will be different. So I mean, technically, I guess you can get better mechanically. It just feels worse, right? It feels like my time is not as well spent playing on cards that won't exist in 5 days, if that makes any sense. So I like it less. So that's why I haven't been maybe streaming as much as I usually do. That'll probably change when the expansion drops, you know. Then I'll stream a lot more. But for now, what are we playing? Kind of feel like playing some try-hard stuff, man. I deleted my last key block deck, huh? No, Dog's just really fast earlier, man. Dog played like MOBAs and stuff. He's got that lightning speed. It's okay. You don't actually even get anything for winning, so they have to rework that last segment a little bit, but the rest of it is really cool. And even if they just tweaked it a little bit, that segment's a really good idea, I think, because it's super relatable to the Twitch chat. So I think it's smart. Can you see Death Knight Pally? Probably not, man. Google Death Knight Pally, might show up. But I'm not. I don't want to play Death Knight Paladin right now. Paladin feels awkward for me. It's like, okay, maybe I will play Death Knight Paladin. You know what? You're starting to convince me. You're making a lot of good points in this argument. Who knows? Well, maybe he'll throw you some DK Pally. I've not experienced a lot of DK Pally as playing it or against it, so it could be fun.
Gul'dan versus Rexxar.
Let the hunt begin.
I've been playing a lot of mid-range Hunter this season. That's been my most played deck of April, is mid-range Hunter. So really putting my best foot forward. This is my first try-hard deck of the season, man. My first deck that's not meme of the entire season. We're starting at rank 2. Which means we're going to D-rank to rank 5 as soon as we start trying. Because that's usually how it goes, right? I mean, once you get invested, that's when Hearthstone knows and it takes hold of you and just destroys your soul. It's smart like that, man. Yeah, 1 drop on 1. He kept 2 cards. We've drawn double Doom card. Off to a great start. If we draw the weapon, our hand's the nuts. But if we don't draw the weapon, our hand's the opposite of the nuts. Mr. Stinkbug, just subscribe. Look at that cave team thing, man. Appreciate the support. Right after my power nap. I did not feel sleepy. I don't know. I drank coffee, so I'm like really awake. And I don't have enough time, I think, to get to like fully sleep before I have to leave. Soon I'm leaving to go to Beer and Bacon Festival in Royal Oak. So I have to stay awake for the gift of beer and bacon. He can coin Barnes, so I want to play this to deny that, I guess.
The end is coming.
I still don't have an answer to it, but at least I'll have 1 more mana. Oh, yeah, my hand's too garbage. I have to draw out of this stone.
Side effects.
Hopefully he doesn't have barns. Can't really beat it. Yeah, sometimes you get barns, you know. Packy Fist 4 just subscribed. Welcome back, Cave Team thing, man. Appreciate the support. Sometimes when you get barns, you like faceless it, the Yashra, and pull Void Lord, you find I have all my agents ready. But I didn't have it, so we're good to go. Alright, I don't want to pitch this Hellfire. Do I even want to get a Doomguard in play? Catrick, freezing, explosive, kind of stuff. If it's freezing, I play the Doomguard, I'm so sad. But if it's not freezing, I feel okay. Can gain a lot of life, but...
I wonder.
Usually you don't really have to remove their minions too aggressively. My hand is really bad, though. So maybe I can get away with the Doomguard. That's a really tough call if the Doomguard's right or not. The risk of freezing trap, and there's the risk of losing the Hellfire that could deal with the Spellstone. Or losing like both Void Lords or something could be bad. Taking 3 every turn is kind of unacceptable against Hunter, though. He'll activate the burn plan that way. We need to find more healing resources. We need to find the 10 drops. That kind of stuff.
To my side.
Tonight, a tale of true terror.
Haha, you tree Yashras. I have 2 Hellfires, I can definitely just blow one here. Use the kitty cat. Beautiful. We're gonna live till turn 9, no problem.
This might sting.
I guess I tap. I'm going to 17. They can't silence my Void Lord, right? They just have no way to beat it. So we just play Void Lord and we're fine. We can't get burned out from 15, so I gotta go Void Lord into Spellstone something to heal and should be okay. It's kind of annoying that it forces me to have to use the Spellstone, but I think it's okay. I only have to use the Spellstone if you like double hero powers me. The True GMG just subscribed. Welcome back to 18 thing, man. Appreciate the support. Maybe that tap is too much. Uh-oh. Double kill command beats me now. Bow into double kill command beats me if I do the tap, right? Double kill command still beats me without the tap, right? Is he here power double kill command? It's more mana, I guess. Let's get out of this trouble. Ooh. It's better. This is really good. I don't want to attack because I'm worried about freeze trap. If it's freezing trap, then I have nothing to cube, and then it's super awkward. So I'm actually just gonna go back, I think. I think I still activate the cube, even though I only get 1 Void Lord, right? I only get 1 Void Lord, but the overwhelming pressure of it, I think, is pretty good.
Well fought. I can see.
It's not a bad turn. How far they're gonna take Minion Mage? I would love to see Minion Mage become a thing. One of the issues with mage as a class is some of the most hated archetypes in Hearthstone have traditionally been burn archetypes, and mage, as from the classic set, often tends to build some sort of burn variant of deck, either a aggro burn, a control burn, or a combo burn. They usually all revolve around burning someone in the face, and that is like the most hated style of gameplay in Hearthstone, in my opinion. Like, just from like reading things that people say and stuff, everyone's always upset about aggressive mages and freeze mage and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's a good direction to go away from the burn plan, just because it seems a lot of people don't like it. Oh, this hand's sick.
Put this apple on your
Midhunter's gross. Midhunter's, it's okay. I've had a lot of success with it. I'm not convinced that it's good yet. I had 70% win rate with it though, but I'm not convinced that it's actually good because it's still like really early on in the season, you know, so it might be bad. Just like for some easier opponents because of the time. I'm not really sure how to evaluate it. I think I'll save this for removal. Getting cards is really powerful for my deck with the Mountain Giant in hand and the weapon in hand already too. I need to find another AoE. One AoE is not going to be enough to cut it. I don't think a 3/3 is really going to do much. I want to activate this the turn I play it, because oftentimes Paladin runs Spellbreaker. And I have the Dark Pact. The question is, do I want to put an 8/8 down, or do I want to put Tal'Daram down? Because the 8/8's good, but Tal'Daram interacts with the board a little bit better, right?
So many
Takes more attacks to deal with.
possibilities.
Tremble before Tal'Daram, mortal.
Worse mana utilization, too. I think I'm going to take it. I don't want to have to
Fight.
heal too much. I want to leave it open for failure. In case I get, like, Doomguard off this instead of Void Lord. Maybe it sets up a better Defile. Why do I look so terrible? That's a really nice comment, thank you. I look terrible just for you, buddy. Tried to prioritize that. Can I get away with what?
So many possibilities.
Yeah, I still like it packed, right?
Oh yes.
There's no like
They'll
great
serve
Defile.
me now.
Eventually, we're bound to get a Defile, man. Terrific. We need a 3. So we have a full board clear. Do this, go face, full board clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A paltry task.
Stabilizing from this point is going to be kind of hard. Unless I draw like another pack, that might be screwed.
Put this apple on your head.
Not at the healthiest life total in the world. His health buff around the Defile was too good. I had a really good hand this game. Just missed on the Void Lord. If I pull Void Lord or if I draw Void Lord, I win. We're dead.
You win this time by the holy light.
So yeah, if we get Void Lord, we win that game. We got Doomguard.
Gul'dan versus Jaina.
The only decision was maybe Mountain Giant
asked
instead
for
of
Your soul shall be mine.
Tal'Darim. We would have died on that one turn. Mountain Giant, I don't think would have enabled us to trade any better. So I don't think it would have helped because the Righteous Protector came down with the Call Arms. Maybe helps if he doesn't get one, right? Obviously don't want any of these versus Mage. The Pact is actually really solid. It's one of the higher win rate cards against Mage. Could have coined Lackey on 4. Coin Lackey on 4 is super big risk though, right? Because if he Spellbreakers it, I lose. I didn't have the second Lackey yet. If I had 2 Lackeys, I coin Lackey on 4 every time. But I drew the Lackey on 5. The second Lackey. So, I don't know, it's hard to say to coin Lackey. Now, the old Doomsayer or wait. He needs to have 2 drop into Frostbolt. Or really ramp up this Mana Worm. You can't Spellstone into Defile on 5 with the coin. There are no 6 health minions that I could set down to 3. So... Defile wouldn't full clear. Ooh. This could be bad. He needs a Frostbolt unless it's Explosive Runes. If Explosive Runes, he's got me.
The end is coming.
Doesn't got me. Feels good, man. I needs Medivh's Valet or Frostbolt, so he's got like 4 outs.
What to do? What to do?
Excuse me, you are on fire.
We need Mistress Mixtures.
I knew it.
Oil. Ah, jeez. We have Lackey Pact, though. Coin to beat the counterspell. Potentially beat the counterspell with Defile and then go like coin Lackey Pact, you
An
know?
incredible discovery.
And if we draw Mistress or Hellfire, we get the full Bloody Clear. Double Defile clears the board. Right, yeah. Test for counterspell with the coin. Double Defile. I have to clear this board, it's just too much damage. He's just gotten another secret though, so that scares me. We have to do it still. But if the second secret is another counterspell, we could run into a lot of trouble.
An incredible discovery.
He's got another secret. So he's probably got a second counterspell, but hopefully he's got Explosive Runes and Ice Block in his hand.
Oh yes.
Job
They'll
done.
Okay.
serve me
It's probably
now.
counterspell, so we need to find a spell to be able to play to get this Dark Pact in play. Running out of cheap spells, so we had to use both Defiles already.
we have many.
This deck list does not run Mortal Coil.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
And we might summon a Doomguard. That would be bad.
Suffer!
Dares summon me.
Lost the flip.
Whoops.
A paltry task.
Alright, there's gonna be an explosive runes. I need to maximize my life total. I don't want to discard anything. I'm not dead to one card. I also need to be able to fight for the board a little bit this turn too. Because if he just plays Firelands Portal, we could get screwed.
Almost out of time.
Do I want to risk discarding something? The only way that beats Firelands Portal is if I go like Mistress Doomguard, right?
Side effects?
Because then I have a 5/3 to trade into the Firelands Portal minion. Otherwise, Firelands Portal's pushing a lot of damage. But this is super risky because we could discard the Dark Pact or the second Mistress. But now he Firelands Portal's here, then he can't kill this, so this kills the Firelands Portal minion, and we're only taking 2 push status.
Someday I'll be just
Maybe we
like
can stabilize.
you.
I've had this card for a long time, so I thought it might be Firelands Portal. I've had it since turn 2. Beers is probably Pyroblast.
Dares summon me.
Side effects? No.
Okay.
Trust me.
A paltry task. A paltry task. A paltry task.
Or actually, isn't that the secret? Yeah, that's actually the secret, right? No, the secret's in play. The secret's Ice Block. It's in play. It's Pyroblast in his hand. Ragex just subscribed for 2 months in a row. Welcome back to Batcave Team Thing, man. Appreciate the support. Oh, Marion just subscribed for 4 months in a row. Welcome back to Batcave Team Thing, man. Appreciate the support. That's good for me, but 15, 16, 17. We can't kill him before the Pyro comes out. It could be a Fireball too, so I have to be a little cautious about that. I need to find a spell to beat this if it's Counterspell. It's either Counterspell or Ice Block. It's a 50-50 between the two, basically, at this point. Umbra's kind of cool, but...
The greatest virtue is patience.
A paltry task.
There's no Defiles left, so there's no reason to put damage on this Mistress. Helps me.
Paltry task.
This might sting.
Alright, so if it's Counterspell, we win next turn before Pyroblast. Unless it's Fireball and he draws Frostbolt, basically. He's still Fireball Frostbolt is. Okay, hopefully we draw a spell.
This might sting.
Man. It's actually fine, right? We kind of popped him the wrong way.
They'll serve me now.
It's okay.
You win this
Easy peasy. Nice Pyroblast. It's your boy Nafan just subscribed. Welcome back, Cave Team Thing, man. Appreciate the support. How has the Overwatch League been doing? Is that been just crushing it? That was a big thing for a while. Everyone was talking about that. How it's gonna be the greatest thing of all time.
Versus Arthas.
I haven't actually seen too much of it. I've been meaning to try and see some of it, but my sleep schedule is kind of bad. I'm not awake during times where like most people are awake, so 100k viewers a match sounds pretty good. Sounds like they're having a lot of success. Good production value in esports? What? For a Blizzard game.
Reporting for duty.
It's crazy. This controls the board less, but allows us to get the heal value out of this, so ups and downs. But the board the same if you have Star. Yeah.
Side effects?
It's like a coin weapon, hope he doesn't have Righteous Protector game. Unless we draw an AoE. I don't want to tap for it though. The amount of heal we get off Mistress here is insane. Man utilization for board control. He's playing Dude Paladin, which is a lot better for us. Means Doom Guards might actually work, because they don't get like crazy synergies that burst you down super fast. Like how Murloc do. Still get full heal out of it, so that's good. Coin weapon into Doomguard, and cube some stuff, man. What happened to the power nap? Yeah, ended up not doing the power nap. Too much caffeine already. Just committed to being awake now. I was in that spot where it like teetered one way or the other.
What would Uther do?
It was like, am I gonna keep my pants on for more like hours and like work and stuff, and or am I just gonna go to bed? And then I was like, this shirt's got a lot of buttons. It's hard to just take it off and then go to bed. And then I have to put it on again later. So I decided, I think, to stay up based on the difficulty of buttons. It sounds depressingly lazy, but that's the thought process that went out of my head. I debate about buttons. Is there 7 buttons? Is that 8 buttons? It's gonna take like a minute. Not very good at buttons, and it's worse than average, I'd say, but am I really gonna unbutton this and then button it again later? I'm not gonna sleep with a shirt on, that's insane.
Reporting for duty.
But yeah, when you're too lazy to sleep, it's interesting. So these minions are not super threatening. Like, Knife Juggler is one of his most threatening minions, but even still, I want to get pressure on, so now I can clear his board and push damage with the Doom Guard. Well, I don't want to sleep with my shirt on because I want to wear this shirt later. So I gotta go out later and do stuff in society. In society, I like shirts with buttons on it. So... and if I sleep in it, it'll get all wrinkled, and then people will judge me. So I take it off and hang it up, and then go to sleep. Easiest, clear.
The light protects me.
Act now.
Damage ended up the first pull juggler, man. About as much burst as Stick can possibly do, really. I thought the worst case was going to be him playing the 5 dudes. This is even more damage than playing the 5 dudes, because Cold Arm's pulling juggler. 30. They run weapons. Definitely want to get this in play still. There's no 2-drop I want to play. So I don't want to play like a Doomsayer.
So many possibilities.
I want to draw cards. I just don't know if I want to go down to 10. 10 is a low number. Right? But I want to get packed really bad. Umbra. Umbra doesn't work. Mistresses are gone. Packed and Spellstone. I'm gonna go for it.
Well played.
Yeah!
Done.
Easy, hit the healing. There's 4 heals in there, and the 10-drop. I don't know if we make it to the 10-drop at 10, though. That's the thing. So it eliminates the 10-drops as the outs. We also have Void Lord, kind of, because we have the weapon, right? So tapping is really valuable with the weapon up. Drawing has to be correct. Smart.
There is a method to my madness.
He was able to deduce that I probably don't have any healing in my hand based on my hesitation. He's very clever. So yeah, I wouldn't have the Spellstone for this because I hesitated so long. And I top deck the Spellstone to punish him, but I still think he's clever. He's not gonna be able to weapon us fast enough before he dies at this rate. Into Tal'Darim, if we hit Hellfire, we get lethal. If we get packed, we get lethal. So there's 3 outs for lethal. Or, I mean, there's 4 outs for lethal. There's Void Lord as an out. Faceless is an out for lethal. So there's 6 out for lethal. Like, drawing is so good there. I tap every time.
To choose.
I should have decided that before I did the Spellstone, but it's still okay, I think. Tilted Blue just subscribed for 5 months in a row. Welcome back to Batcave Team Thing, man. Appreciate the support.
Which path to choose?
RJ22 just subscribed. Welcome to the Batcave Team Thing, man. Appreciate the support. Fyro641 just subscribed. Welcome back, Abe Team Thing, man. Appreciate the support. Rank 2, day 7 of meta. Firebat is bored of the meta. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, everyone's kind of bored. They're waiting for the new cards. I had 70% win rate with mid-range hunter. Like, people are not thrilled to be playing Hearthstone right now. It's kind of hard to be thrilled because you see all these new cards and these things you could be doing, and now you're still doing the old thing.
You asked for it.
Like, you see all the greatness you could have,
Mine.
and you gotta go back to the same old. This just seems powerful. We have the coin to beat Counterspell, which I think makes this a lot more powerful. And we have Hellfire to clear his minions and Spellstone to heal up. This is an odd mulligan against Mage for sure. But I think I'm going to try it. They synergize really well together. Standalone, I don't think any of these cards are keeps except Spellstone. But Hellfire double Spellstone, let's go.
An incredible discovery.
Give us my impression on Dustwood. I don't think I've seen enough of it to fully evaluate. I've seen most of it, but I haven't studied it super in depth where I want to be like, this is my official statement. Because as soon as I say something and I say like my opinion on Dustwood, the people are going to quote me all over the internet and they're going to be like, someone will be posting on Reddit and they'll be like, Duskwood's so great, and then someone will respond, Firebat says it sucks, or vice versa. Someone will be like, Duskwood sucks, and they'll be like, but Firebat thinks it's good, and then they'll be like, well, Firebat's an idiot, and I don't want to be involved in that yet until I have a really solid opinion. And I'm like, this is really what I mean. You don't want to call it too early, you know? So, you gotta let it simmer a bit. He appears to be control mage for the most part.
An incredible discovery.
Yeah, clickbait, you played really well. I liked when you played the 6-mana 5/5, after identifying that I probably don't have healing because of my hesitation. Thought that was smart. I hesitated on whether or not I wanted to go down to 10 there because I had no healing in hand. So you're like, yeah, he doesn't have the spellstone, so the 6-mana 5/5 sweet. And I top deck the spellstone. I got a little bit of RNG in my favor that game for sure. And the matchup's a little bit rough for you. I care about what people think. Determines my job. My job is, as a streamer, all of our jobs as a streamer is to entertain people, and if people think they hate you or that you're dumb, it's more difficult to entertain them properly. And all that yada yada blah 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 stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't like super care and try and change my behavior. It's just like I just want to only give opinions that are well formulated. I need to save 1 cube for the Umbra, but I can YOLO the first cube for sure. Getting polymorph, by the way, helps protect my demons from my late game super value. This matchup doesn't often go to fatigue. Someone usually dies. Blarg, this is not a great hand. Not a powerful use of spellstone, but I have some hand size issues. Primordial Drake. Oh, that has to be a Stonehill card. I was hyping his delay. He's telling me video ideas. He's like, man, there's this great match that just happened where it'd be really cool to analyze it. And I was like, man, the new cards are coming out. No one cares about analyzing in-depth plays in this meta. He's like, no, dude, we can do it today, man. Man, you got way too much energy. It's Saturday. And you're in Brazil. What are you doing, man? One step at a time. Soleil's excited, man. He's doing well in Brazil, so he's pumped up because of that, too. Alright, let's cube faceless this thing. He's got 1 polymorph, so it's going to be hard for him to defeat both of my cubes.
I wonder.
What do I think of cutting Doomsayers from cube lock? Doomsayers are like the best card against Paladin and Mage. Paladin and Mage are quite common. Doomsayers are good. Paladin and Mage go down, Doomsayers get bad again. But as long as they stay high, then I'm gonna keep playing them. pulls my Doom Guard. It's fine, I've already drawn one.
Oh, yes. They'll serve me now.
You command.
I just want to try and get to Gul'dan really quickly so I can start hero powering his face.
A game? So kind of you to join me.
What have you?
A paltry task.
He's pretty strong because he doesn't really want to be using polymorph with his Etiesh anyway. A little worried about potentially, you know, him running a Pyroblast and going all face, but we have the Spellstone to bail ourselves out, so I think it might be okay. Am I gonna play Reynad's new card game when it releases in 2019? 2019 is too far away for me to make any plans, but
Reality
probably give it a shot.
woven.
It's probably gonna be pretty interesting, and since I know Reynad personally, that makes it more fun, right? When you know the developers, it's always kind of cool.
On fire.
20 burst. So we have 25. We're 1 damage off lethal. And we want to find the Gul'dan here, so we continue tapping. They don't run a lot of burn in these lists, usually just the Medivh spell. I've seen a Dragon's Fury, so that means there's no glyphs or frostbolts. Firelands Portals and Medivh's Valets is about it. There's 6 cards remaining. Really good odds of finding that Medivh soon. Ooh, that's unlucky for him. He's already drawn the ice block, so he's played both Arcanologists, you know. This is the only spell. He's played 1 Polymorph too, and that's the 2nd Dragon's Fury. So the only thing that screws him is the Polymorph. Yeah, he got a little high rolled. If we tap, we could die to double Fireball. He runs double Polymorph, double Dragon's Fury, so he's probably not running double Fireball. Should we heal for 4 with this? We can always do it next turn. Pop him at 5 right now. If we heal him to 9, we pop him at 4, which also doesn't help us, but
A paltry task.
we have enough pressure on board for Alexstrasza. So yeah, I think we want to pop him at 5. I think we can just play a Mountain Giant if we want. I think it hurts anybody. We beat Jaina, we beat Alex. He most likely doesn't run double Fireball. We beat Firelands Portal into Leroy. I think we're good. Don't think we need to do anything fast. See? Hope Temple just subscribed for 6 months in a row. Welcome back to that Cave team thing, man. Appreciate the support. Firelands Portal into Leroy. With the weapon swing killed us, actually. I didn't account for the weapon swing. I thought it was 1 off. He could have weapon swinged, then Firelands Portal hit Leroy and 1. That would have been sick.
Face the air with magic.
You win.
So we pop him and clear the board again, and he needs to Firelands Portal Leroy to kill us. So, pretty good spell. You cannot get charged Devil Slayer from Firelands Portal. Unless you're cheating. And if he's cheating, we got a different problem. Then there's nothing we can do. There's no correct way to play against a guy that can choose what he wants out of Firelight's portal. How does Automod not block vagina muffins?
Gul'dan versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be
See what I'm saying?
mine. I am your nightmare.
It's odd. That's a really weird thing to say for the people that don't have chat open and weren't looking at chat, I guess. They probably don't have... They're just like, what did Firebat just say what I thought he said? Someone in chat typed that. That didn't just enter in my head. I read it. It's okay. I'm not that crazy. But usually in Twitch chat there's this thing that when you type offensive things, it stops it from going through until a mod approves it. For some reason that just doesn't make the cut. Wow, this is a powerful hand. I don't need to Doomsayer, right? Because he can't play Giant anyway. So my Doomsayer here would do nothing. What is he looking to try and do? There's no 3-drops I'm afraid of. So I can just tap again. I could trade this to play around Coil, because he can go tap Coil. Not a lot of people play Coil, but I think it's worth playing around. I don't want him to be able to add like another 2-drop and then Coil and set up so his Spellstone kills my Giant. I want my Giant to live. Minith123 just subscribed. Welcome to the Batcave team thing, man. Appreciate the support. The value of 2 damage is just not worth it. Going first and having Giant is a huge advantage, so hopefully we can capitalize off that. I mean, the weapon is also a huge advantage. He's going to stop our Giant. It's a little bit of a bummer for us, and we can't stop his Giant because his Doomsayer would stop our Doomsayer that would try and stop his Giant. So if he has everything, we're back on the back foot. It's okay. The Giant will be good eventually. Key thing here, he needs to not have Giant. So playing Lackey. Coin Weapon, and he's got a powerful hand too. He has Tempo with the powerful hand. I'm going to respond to him. But let's see if he has 3 demons. I got 3 demons. Silent Blackstorm just subscribed for 3 months. Welcome back to Batcave Team Thing Man. Appreciate the support. Spoonier just subscribed. Welcome to the Batcave Team Thing Man. Appreciate the support. Hopefully we first pull Void Lord. Doomguard's pretty weak into a Void Lord. This match sometimes goes to Fatigue. If he runs Twistings, he can exhaust our resources. We run like Umbra and Tal'Daram instead of Twistings. So we try and just play like lots of them.
There is a method to my madness.
Usually Faceless means less Twistings. Doesn't mean no Twistings though. They sometimes run Spellbreaker, but he's not pushing a lot of damage, so I feel really comfortable tapping. We need to find our Hellfires so we can push through this. And our cubes so we can capitalize on our board development.
This one will prove very useful.
How do we get through?
I wonder.
It's not worth it. We can get through all of this. Giant, hit our own Giant with the thing. And then like trade that in there to get the 4, and then trade that in there to pop that. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but no. I think it's better just to develop more, right? Pop this. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You need to heal or taunt in some capacity. It's not a powerful usage of Tal'Darim, but I think it's good enough. You can trade off the Wig Walker himself instead of remove power. I think developing is better than clearing. It's a little riskier against second silence or something. But he can't push too much damage here. And it's pretty bad. If he pulls like a Doomguard out of there, then maybe we're in trouble. But as long as he doesn't pull a Doomguard out, we should be fine.
So many possibilities.
He went, yeah, this is fine. You had Void Lord, pull Void Lord into no pull, so we're not going to play around the Doomguard.
I wonder.
Firebat uses his computer during Saturday, yeah.
They'll serve
I usually
me
don't. I was on it because of
now.
Streamer Showdown. And I'm still on it. Well,
This one will prove very useful. Now,
1, 2, 5. We could pop this and then defile. It's a really weak defile. You could just kill this and pass. Tap. Pulls Doomguard. How valuable is playing Doomguard? Not super valuable without the cube in our hand. But I want to set up a strong board and go 10 drop into 10 drop, right? So it's not the worst. I don't know if it's stronger to remove his thing. Probably is.
Almost out of time.
I didn't want tempo on 9 mana, I want tempo on 10 mana. So I want to do this and then try and set up for a Doomsayer next turn. I don't think I'm going to die most of the time. His minion can't push with Hellfires. I'll keep this around to be able to threaten Umbra Cube stuff. He's got 2 Hellfires for burst. He didn't have a Doomguard in his hand because he didn't pull it. Could have top decked one. He's already used 1 silence. The silence type is Iron Beak Owl. Typically people don't run 2 silences if they have Iron Beak Owl because they're committing to Iron Beak Owl being better than Spellbreaker. And I've never seen anyone play 2 Iron Beak Owls in the deck. Trade it and make that not happen, but I'm pretty okay with that. We're winning in Fatigue currently, and he seems to be playing Q-Block, so he has to kill us at some point. It's gonna be harder to do when making copies of this. There's gonna be some weird Hellfire lethals if we don't heal anything. Is an issue. Tapping can hit Faceless or Cube. Faceless Cube Mistress.
I wonder.
Okay.
Almost out of
Cube goes on Void Lord. This is the first cube, so we have time. Where their damage goes. We probably pop one. Hellfire damage pushes and stuff. I have to do Dark Back. I can't just keep hanging. They can like faces you cube and stuff like that, and we may die. Feeling the board makes it so that this doesn't pull a Doomguard. So even if he had top deck the Doomguard, he can't like pull a Doomguard and have a cheeky way to get us with the lethal. So I like it.
Darkness rises.
I mean, I understand why people run Owl. I'm just saying I've never seen 2 Owls in a deck list ever. I've seen the 1 Owl deck list, but I've never seen anyone put 2 Cappies and Ironbeak Owl in their Q block. So I'd be really shocked if he did. Not like really shocked, but I'd be slightly surprised.
This one will prove very useful. Probably.
Good. I didn't want to pull a Doomguard anyway. I'm not trying to pressure for lethal or anything. I'm trying to wait to be able to combo it with Umbra Cube.
As you command. As you command. As you command. You command. As you command. Rage.
Hopefully we get some Void Lords or Doomguards.
Blood and shadow.
Very high roll. That was good, man. He silenced 1 Void Lord, so we have 3 less Void Walkers in the pool than if he didn't silence a Void Lord. Silencing a Void Lord is really bad unless you kill them because it makes their Gul'dan pool really strong.
Now.
So yeah, that's why I have 4 Void Lords, just because he silenced 1 of them. If there are 3 Void Lords. It's still a high roll, but he gave me a lot better odds on getting Void Lord by silencing 1 earlier. The Voidwalkers are a downside, man. He's losing in fatigue. He has 10 cards, we have 11, so we're half a tick away in fatigue. We should be able to start closing the life gap by hero powering more if he doesn't play Gul'dan here, and it's pretty tough for him to play Gul'dan here. Actually, it's not. He just trades everything in and plays Gul'dan. Probably should do. It's the Zoth. Not as good as Gul'dan, doesn't get the end.
There is a method to my madness.
So one of the goals is to try and set everything to 3. We don't necessarily have to clear the board. We just want to not take damage from both sides of the things. Lowering the health total of my opponent's minions to 3 so that they die when they trade into Void Lord, and so that they die when he uses AoE spells is usually fairly strong.
As you command.
But there's like no way he's gonna push too much damage through this, so I don't need to prioritize clearing it or anything. And I can just kind of wait. I have the advantage in this situation. My hero power is better than his, and he is losing in fatigue first, so... This is a pretty good position for me.
I wonder.
500 bits from Ali22222 from Germany. Thanks, man. Appreciate the support and the bits. What's in the cube? Nothing's in the cube. There's nothing in the box. Cloudy52 just subscribed. Welcome back, Cave Team Thing, man. Appreciate the support. Oh, hydration bot. I don't even have my water bottle with me. I'm gonna get super dehydrated. I'm way behind on my water intake.
There is a method to my madness.
Uh-oh. No cube top deck. Is it correct to push through this in any way? I don't see a 1 happening anyway easily. Trying to set the health totals of things so that he can't push damage through again.
A paltry task.
So when he AoEs the Voidwalkers, he loses all the minions that are 3 or less, so all of them will die. I don't want to play this Mistress of Mixtures because I don't want it involved in my revival pool. I don't want to clear his board because then he could do like the Doomguard combo. He's at 7, we're at 9. We're at 24 life, he's at 30. 6 life behind, but 1 card better in fatigue. It's pretty okay. We still had a Doomguard in his deck, it's pretty powerful. Kill us? Powerful. This last Doomguard. One, two, three, four. No, that's it. I'm pretty sure it's just trade and N'Zoth. And die to Hellfire. It feels bad. He has 5 more bursts on top of it. We heal for 12, 16, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17,
So
16,
many
19.
bloody decisions.
He has 20. We can go to 21. It's not good. Does Umbra Mistress Defile? No, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I must feed now. My hunger is endless.
Otherwise, we could die to Hellfire. This way, he plays N'Zoth, we play N'Zoth, we still win in Fatigue, I think. Or not N'Zoth, Gul'dan, you know. Depends how many Doomguards he gets, I guess, but a lot of Voidwalkers have died. Feels good, man. He has no reload after this. So we could Hellfire. His minions remaining are Faceless and Lackey. So if we Hellfire and then Hero Power Face for the rest of the game, we win. He's used Gul'dan and N'Zoth. He's out of resources. He has the Giants. He can go Giant spell. How much cards at? Oh, hey. I'll be done in a second.
Okay.
6 cards. So Giant costs 6. So he can go Giant and Spellstone for 7. So we have to play both Doomsayers. Yeah, it's Saturday, so I don't usually do computer stuff. I usually hang out with girlfriend and stuff. Go outside. It's a weird thing. I can feel about it yet, you know, outdoors. But... So he has 2 Mountain Giants. Potentially runs Twistings or something, though. That's where we could get into trouble. If he runs Twistings, then we win in Fatigue. But I don't know if we actually win in Fatigue, because we're only winning in Fatigue by 2.5 cards, and we're losing in life by 17. So the math on that gets a little weird. We have a Spellstone left, and a Mistress left, so you can Spellstone our Mistress for some extra gain.
Many bloody decisions.
Yeah, I'm not so sure who wins in Fatigue, if he has double Twisting. When is convenient tapping in Q-Block? In Q-Block mirrors, since it's so much easier to play defense than offense, you want to generally be winning in fatigue. So you usually kind of go copycat. If your opponent's tapping, you tap, unless you have a weak hand. If you have a hand where you can get Void Lords out and defend the Doomguard Rush, then you want to be not tapping. If you can't defend the Doomguard Rush, and if your opponent just plays a Giant or a Doomguard, they'll kill you. Then you have to tap, of course. But you want to try and tap it as little as possible most of the time. It's very hard to outpressure your Q-Block opponent. The part where it gets really tricky, though, is if you're versing a controlling Warlock, which is Rin and Siphon Soul and Twisting Nether and stuff like that. You need to constantly tap because you win against them by overwhelming their removal. So it gets a little tricky. So you have to try and identify which kind of Warlock it is and then what to do. Miziki just subscribed. Oh, the Batcave Team thing, man. Appreciate the support.
My hunger grows.
Why would I eat the 3-1? He has no 2.
You win. For now.
And if he defiles that, we win. How important is N'Zoth in Q-Block? Very, very important. You lose to all the other Q-Blocks not playing N'Zoth. N'Zoth is how you're able to out-defend your opponent. I stopped tapping because we had, like that game, we had like a super strong opening. We both had the weapon opening, right? So we both opened with the weapon on 5. My hand with the weapon was double Void Lord Doomguard. He first pulled out a Void Lord. Void Lord means he's not going to have a lot of aggression. It also means his Gul'dan on 10 is not going to be very strong. He faceless the Void Lord, committing one of his resources for burst damage. So I knew at that point that I didn't have to tap too much. I hadn't been tapping that much. And then he was the one losing in fatigue as it went into the mid game. So then he was on the pressure that have to actually kill me. So then he was aggressively using Hellfires and Defiles to try and push damage and aggressively tile dramming and facelessing. And I just made a bunch of Void Lords and they just sat there the whole game. So he had to try and kill me with Doomguards because he was losing in fatigue by 2. And I didn't have to try and kill him. And that's why I was able to win. It's really important to be able to identify when to stop tapping. It just forces your opponent to have to do exactly what you want. And then you get to play defensively. And you get to make 9 drops instead of 5 drops. Alright. Anyway, that's going to be the end of my super short stream. It's only like an hour long. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate the support. I hope you enjoyed some Q-Block action. Q-Block is going to be a deck in which would happen, so if you're looking for something to play that's going to be relevant next expansion, I highly recommend Q-Block. It's only losing N'Zoth and Mistress of Mixtures, so it'll still be a deck. One thing that I'm super interested about, what the might see played Q-Block, I'll pull it up really quick, I think could be really cool. Some sort of Giants Warlock utilizing this. So, Glinda Crowskin. So if you notice that Q-Block mirror, there's many times where both players had a completely full board. Like, completely full. Like, every space was taken up. So, if you are playing this card, it's just going to show up. Let me do... That's odd. I can't browser capture for some reason. It's being a little bit of a butt. But with giant full boards, something that you can do that's going to be awesome, I think. It's hard to say, like, for sure if it's going to be good, but something that there's definitely, I'm going to check and see if it's good, like, right away, is going to be... You guys know what card I'm talking about. I just wanted to get the picture up, and I thought this would take 2 seconds. Apparently, I'm not the best OBSer. This card! This card plus, I'm not even going to try and bring Sea Giant. I'll bring Sea Giant up in the game. This card plus Sea Giant, man. So Sea Giant's a card that's not rotating or anything, that's been in the game for a while. So this card does, minions in your hand have Echo. So you go Void Lord Dark Pact, you have a Void Daddy in the way, and then you play this down, and then against your aggro opponent, they don't trade into your Void Lord. They try and silence it. If they don't have silence, they just kind of build a board and try and buff their board. And you just storm down a bunch of sea giants. Maybe the first one costs 3, the second one costs 2, the third one costs 1, the fourth one costs 0. You can see how that snowballs really quickly. And then in control mirrors, it's like a super powerful late game value engine to kind of replace N'Zoth, right? Because they play their 10 drop and then you go this entire board of sea giants if they're not threatening lethal with their, Gul'dan, or you pop their Void Lord and stuff like that. So this is gonna be insane in standard, and it's pretty good in. Yeah, so I think this is something that could actually work. So I'm excited to try that to kind of replace N'Zoth. But anyway. Yep. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of my stream. I have to go drink beer and eat bacon. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If anyone's at the Bacon Bash, I'll see you there. Anyway, take care.